So yes, I have returned with your daily dose of all things Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, and today, finally, the devs give some comments about the connectivity issues that have been plaguing some players since the last update. And don't do this one thing or the AI director might work extra hard to come after you and your teammates. In fact, speeding through levels might be counterproductive. And yes, someone actually did it and created the most highly requested guide. It's finally here. Plus, we've got some extremely unique armor customization that was left behind in Space Marine 1, but will ever make it into Space Marine 2. Let's take a look at it. And we'll also talk about PvP matchmaking woes, and some fans are being called out for celebrating underwhelming classes as being overpowered, when others are saying, hold up now, they still need fine-tuning and buffs. So I say we start out with this one because, yes, it's finally here. The guide we have been looking for, all gene seed spawn locations in operations. And yes, this does also include Armory data as well. I'm going to throw those links in the description below because, yes, it is glorious to see guides like this finally hitting the internet here. As you can see, you can find all the locations and you really don't have to do much second guessing as you explore. So that is fantastic to see. And I think it's going to save you guys some time hunting down those Armory data and gene seed locations. Now, also, those dev updates, let's get into it. So we have this question right here. It says, what about the server issues? No staff member or dev has said anything in the server issues chat in feedback about the widespread issue. There's 700 plus messages chat trying to find or fix anything, and we have not heard anything. And I haven't been able to play the game since Saturday. Can't join friends or play multiplayer, and once I get into the lobby, I get server unavailable. Can you see if the devs know about this issue, please? And the response is this: the devs are aware of the connectivity issues. The next update later in September will bring improvements. So I got to ask you guys, how is the connectivity issues for you? Are you having much problems? I haven't had too many problems on my end. So I'm kind of curious to see where in the world you guys are located if you are having significant problems. But it seems like the most recent update did kind of cause some issues for some players. But yeah, there is what is going on there. And players are talking about some customization options that were kind of left behind in Space Marine 1. Check it out right here. People are talking about the Chaos Space Marine cosmetics, but I at least want a single callback to my beloved Space Marine 1 Alpha Legion armor set. Look at this. But as you can see right here, there were some pretty wild looking armor pieces in Space Marine 1. Let me know if you guys have any particular pieces you want to see brought back. I am very curious, but yeah, let's see how wild they get with them. Or do you want them to be more like super realistic? Sound off in the comments down below. But it also seems like there's a reason not to rush through operations modes, and it might actually be hurting you and your teammates more than you know. Check it out right here. It says this: brothers, please slow down in operations. Played the hell out of the pre-order release before I had to go on a business trip for the next few days. Just got back and wanted to hop on for some quick PvE, and my jaw dropped. That was what was happening. Without fail, for 3 operations in a row, my battle brothers tried to storm and blitz past enemies when killing barely any of them, not just breaking the pace and flow of the level, but resulting in the AI director entrenching and swarming all 3 of us one by one for no reason but people seemingly wanting to get through the level quicker than my brothers raging their minds out like a ornate berserk at the team. Why? I don't know. But my best theory is to level up lower level classes quickly. And I gotta pause there because he mentioned specifically the director, also known as the AI director. And if you don't know this, yes, this is extremely important to know because the AI director kind of knows what you're doing and knows your habits and picks up on them. So it will adjust accordingly. So I'm sure if it knows that you're trying to speed run through this and kind of cheese the level in a way, it might actually adjust and make your life much harder. And, you know, there were additional comments in here saying, you know what? You have to kind of take your time and slow down. You're going to miss all the armor pieces. You got to break open the boxes. You can miss out on, of course, the armor data and those gene seeds. It's not wise to just absolutely speed through the level. And yes, to each their own. You can play it your way. I do kind of understand it when it comes to leveling up lower level characters, but in the end, when it is actually harming the flow of the game, and for those of you that want to actually enjoy it, yeah, that could be problematic, especially for those of you that are seeking out the gene seeds and the armory data. Now, also, we have this right here. If we continue on here, it says, brothers, it is not worth it. For the love of the Emperor, please slow your pace with your level of equipment. No perks. You're just going to get killed off one by one and ruin the missions for people who actually want to enjoy the game. This is giving me PTSD to the release of build of Back for Blood. For those of you who may not know, and probably don't know since the game flopped, there was an extremely popular build of the game based around speeding through levels as fast as you possibly can. It could clear levels meant to take 30 minutes in just 5 to 10 if you know what you were doing. The problem was people would create those builds in pubs with a whole team on a different wavelength. They would swarm past everything, and if they didn't get killed, they would trigger an unholy amount of special enemies. And once those enemies lost aggro, they would go after the players left behind, resulting in wipes. I really don't want to see something similar happen to this game. I don't know what the objective of these players are, but it's putting a damper on what little playtime I have. What's your guys' take? Yeah, what is your take on this one? I have been in really good lobbies, by the way, where you can tell all the players are seeking out the gen seeds and, of course, the armory data. So I love that when I get into those lobbies where we really focus on progression in every sense of the word. And, of course, like enjoying the game, take your time, and play it like it was supposed to be played. You know what I mean? Now, also, we do have some issues popping up here in PvP. Here it is right here. I don't want to sound like a heretic, but I don't think we're winning this, brothers. And he goes to show how off the matchmaking is. You can see how many level 1 players he got stuck with right here. And the difference is absolutely staggering. And the thing is, you kind of get locked into that. So if you're with a team and you rotate over to the next map, you're going to stay with that team. It's not like you're going to shuffleboard everything, you know? That's also another issue, and I think they need to fine-tune the shuffling of the teams, or you get stuck with a really, really bad team, and you have to completely back out. But if you're with a really good team, which has happened in my case several times, damn, I'm going to stay in those lobbies for quite some time for sure. But yes, overall, have some patience. It says if somebody loads into your game with the same class as you, at least give them the fucking opportunity to switch class before you kick them, for throne's sake. The amount of times I've loaded into a game the same class as the host and get booted before I could even move is ridiculous, FYI. Just because their character is there for you doesn't mean they're loaded on their end yet. Yeah, something absolutely hilarious happened to me, by the way, with this. We got into the launch area. Me and this other guy, we were both assault. So I was like, okay, I'll change up my class real quick. Let me do that. I come back, I change up my class to sniper or whatever it was, and I get back in there, and he has done the exact same thing. He rotated over to sniper. I'm like, whoa, hold up. Let's change it up again. So I changed it back to assault, and lo and behold, this dude also simultaneously changed it back to assault. It was freaking hilarious. The funny thing is, me and him, we did not give up. The other dude was like, what the hell's going on? He just absolutely left. But eventually we did actually get it worked out. But there are hilarious moments that actually have arise from this whole no duplicate thing with the game. But anyway, it was funny. But yeah, some people are calling out other players for kind of like celebrating what they consider to be underwhelming classes and kind of like posting them as like, look at what this class can actually do. It's so OP. What's your problem? So check it out right here. Stop posting clips denying a class is underpowered when your opponents lack brain cells. Thank you. LOL, who said this class was bad? Proceeds to show a clip of them getting the drop on 3 Kevins who have never played a multiplayer game on their Xbox they got last Christmas but couldn't use until recently because they got grounded for being bad at games. Please. And, you know, people replied saying, oh, God, I've seen this so many PvP clips of enemies, teams being completely oblivious to someone walking right in front of them. Yeah, and I think overall, what the assessment is here is, hey, you know what? Some of these classes do need some buffs. Let's not kid ourselves that they feel a bit underwhelming. But some of you also are like, hey, I got this. I got no problem with the current state of the game whatsoever. But I think overall, like when it comes to Assault, I think some of you are feeling like, hey, the Assault is feeling a little bit weak. We got some issues here. Hey, look at the timing of that. That's like perfect. Yeah, you know, let me know your assessment of it in the comments down below. All right, so check it out right here. Let us change cloth's color and fix clipping issues, please. The clipping issues being one of the biggest annoyances for me personally. I can't stand that, and it's why one of the reasons I kind of like avoid the looks of certain armor types. And I was very bummed to find out, yeah, you cannot even color the cloth on your Space Marine. So that definitely needs to be looked into. All right, so now it's time to go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It can end up right here in a future video. Let's do this. All right, so first up, it says, had a guy in PvP lobby ask, why do they make us wait after the lobby is full? My teammate's response was, a test of faith, brother. I knew then that this game was special. Yeah, the community, dude, the community has been so good. At least for me personally, I haven't run into any like major instances so far, crossing my fingers, but so far it's been a lot of fun playing with everyone. Now it says we need to be able to see our teammates' shields as well, not just their health bars. There have been a few times that I've noticed someone's health taking damage and run over to help to be 1 to 3 seconds too late. Couldn't agree more. That definitely needs to be looked into, and I think it would be great feedback, especially for the bulwark. You know, you can swoop in and be like, oh damn, shields are completely missing, let me drop this. And then we have helmet eye color should just be its own customization option. Couldn't agree more. The idea of an apothecary class is actually sick. I'd love to see that. Maybe give them an ult with an AoE heal or an adrenaline shot, wow, I can't speak today, for a teammate that boosts their attack and defense capabilities for a certain period of time. Yeah, I'm going to say it again, would not be surprised if this is coming alongside that horde mode. I really do believe that that could be part of the plan, or the horde mode releases out first and then they release the apothecary. That could be the way they do it. We'll see, but I do think the apothecary is probably one of the top classes in their list, like a priority of what they would like to add. But sound off of what else you guys would like to see. Now, one more comment. We'll wrap it up here. It says, an out of combat health regen would be a game changer. Space Marines literally heal so fast that if you lopped one of their arms off, the bleeding would have stopped before their arm hit the ground. Yeah, they're pretty much freaking super soldiers. So yes, totally agree. I think that this needs to be looked into. We'll see what Saber has to say about it. You know, I'm curious to see if this upcoming major patch, as they describe it, will include balancing changes. It sounds like it might, but they've only hinted at like really like performance issues and things like that. And of course the battle bars are getting that cool thing that's going on there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more Space Marine 2. I have you guys covered, and I will see you all next time. Take care.